Let's talk about miniatures. I've been known to do some role-playing. Welcome back to Miniature Mashup. As always, thanks for sticking with the channel during this busy time in my life. I promise more videos are on the way. My busy schedule also means I don't get to enjoy role-playing games like ever, so I've started working on an orc army for the tabletop wargame Warhammer 40k. Now, if you watch the show, you know I have some criticisms for Games Workshop. Mainly it's that their games and models are way out of line with comparable products in the market today. Their prices are just too high. They use their brand to gouge their fans. And while they're free to pursue any business model, it does kind of fly in the face of what this whole channel is normally about, and that's finding fun and creative ways to stretch your hobby money. But if you're like me and you're looking for a pickup war game, Warhammer and War Machine from Privateer Press are kind of your only options. But this is still Miniature Mashup, and the point of it is saving your hobby money. So I can tell you one of the main reasons I went with orcs as an army is because they're one of the cheapest armies to collect. Now you might say,
Fudge Master, you're crazy. Orc armies require hundreds of orc models.
And you're right. But remember, the Black Reach starter set, lots of people bought that, kept the Marines, and they've been flooding eBay with the orcs ever since. Orcs are also an army that stretches back to the beginning of the game, meaning you can find lots of these second edition plastic orcs in Gretchen for next to nothing. I also have a couple of other tips and tricks to really help you bulk out your army without breaking your wallet, and keeping it all tabletop worthy. If you're going to have an orc army, you need to figure out how you're going to deal with armor. They don't have a lot of options, so you need to lean heavily into whatever choice you make. I've decided to go with mech big guns. The ZZap gun in particular is out of print, so a lot of people choose to build them from scrap. There's some examples right here. Now we could do that on Miniature Mashup, but I think I have a better option. In this episode, we're going to reproduce our own orc artillery pieces. We're going to take this out of print but current ZZap gun model. By the way, these little guns retail for $30 before shipping. Even with the 2 crewmen, that seems really steep. I picked up mine without the crew for $17 on eBay. We're going to break this down into its components. We're going to make silicone mold out of each of the components. And first I'm going to trim off some of the finer details like the little knobs at the end of the gun and the wire running down its length. They're not going to reproduce well, and simplifying the mold is a must. Now this is the sloppiest, easiest way to make a mold like these. They can be done more accurately and neatly, but since these are orc guns, any imperfections in the final product are just going to add to the orkiness. We're going to remove the pieces from the mold and then fill the molds with hot glue. Wait for them to cool. We're going to trim down any lumpiness or flash. We're going to connect them with toothpicks, and then we're going to seal those toothpicks with hot glue. And the downside, of course, is that the guns no longer swivel, but the upside is they stay in one piece. We're then going to black bomb them. We're going to give them primer, black primer all over them, and then we're going to dry brush some silver paint onto them. And that's really all they need. It won't take long to mass produce these. I say, pop on a podcast. I recommend Harmontown on Pod Bay, and before you know it, you'll have 3 batteries of 5 guns like I do here. I'll be coming back to this army in the next couple episodes, so come on back and check this out. Some of my upcoming projects include converting a plastic war boss into a pain boy and making those generic second edition plastic orcs more interesting.